Today I'm going to talk about Maximum Tournament, which is basically Raitai Tournament but more exciting and frequent. Also in Maximum Tournament, people don't use the art of kicking the nuts that much, instead they use the art of farting. Maximum Tournament has been getting hosted for the past 300 years and now Tokugawa, who never ages, hosts this tournament. The first match was between Bucky Hanma and Kosho Shinogi. During this match, the punching bag Kosho cuts Bucky's nerves, makes him blind and beats him a lot. But of course, Bucky didn't care about these things because becoming blind and getting your nerves cut is a really normal thing in Bucky universe. Then he wins the fight by just punching him once. The next fight was between Bucky and this giant punching bag who loves to fart before every match, which I mean is a great warm up and gives you that fart energy.
Today I'm here to fight for real. I'm going to show you how athletic pro wrestling can be. You should be prepared to experience agony and misfortune for the rest of the evening.
And yeah, he felt that agony. Look at Bucky. The sheer masculinity of Toba's words just freezed Bucky for 5 seconds. Then the fight starts and we can see that Bucky is really in agony. As you can see that he's fucked up to the point that his body was not even in this dimension for few seconds. And that's not it. Even the spectators were frozen in time due to the masculine vibes coming out of Toba's thighs. After this, Bucky gets knocked out and everybody thinks that this match is over. But Bucky had his fart energy left in him, so he used the art of farting and farted so much that the fart in the air held all of the injuries and he was back on his feet. Anyways, the fight progresses and guess what? Bucky kicks Toba on the knees and Toba is like, "Why can't I move you with my chop slams?" "It's because I hit your knees. My knees aren't even connected to my hand. You're just a punching bag, so even if I hit you on the knees, your hands will be damaged as well. It's called plot for side character, you idiot." Then Bucky hits Toba one more time on his knees and boom, this 300 kilo guy is down. After winning the match, Bucky was really happy when Yujiro just comes out of nowhere, fingers Bucky, and after that Bucky becomes unconscious. What a weak guy. I wish his mother would have taught him the way to survive Yujiro's fingers. After seeing this, Toppo challenges Yujiro and Yujiro accepts it. Bucky tries to explain Toppo about how strong Yujiro really was by kicking Toppo in the nuts. A great way to explain. But the art of kicking the nuts didn't had any effect on Toppo, as Toppo had already done his PP training. Then the day comes when Toppo had his fight with Yujiro Hanma. The fight starts and during the fight, Toppo Orochi becomes Toppo Uchiha and uses his Sharingan ability, which was so good that it blocked all of the Yujiro's attacks and made Yujiro go like, "Bro, this isn't even Naruto. How the fuck are you doing that?" But at the end, Yujiro shows his demon back and gouges Toppo's eyes. Then Toppo starts making weird noises during the fight. Maybe at this point, Toppo turned into something else. Then Yujiro punches the life out of Toppo. Doctors tried to treat Toppo, but doctors in Bucky are like real life doctors. They couldn't do shit as they were just humans. But then our savior Dr. Kureha Shinogi comes in, says that Toppo has a beautiful body.
And by not using a scalpel, I won't have to destroy such a beautiful man's body.
Then he literally plays with Toppo's heart and brings him back to life. The only problem was, he didn't say no homo, which means that maybe he's a girl after all who watches too much Bucky. The next match was between Kureha Shinogi and Bucky Hanma. Just like all the fights, during this fight as well, Bucky got kicked and punched a lot, but Bucky was still like,
"Korea? Huh? I was just wondering if you were ever gonna hit me for real.
Because you look like a girl and girls really can't defeat me." Then Dr. Kureha Shinogi shows Bucky his secret technique that he was gonna use against Yujiro Hanma.
This guy is different. His knowledge is complete, at least from the standpoint of biology.
And yeah, it definitely looks like a good move to me and something that can defeat Yujiro. With techniques like these, he almost kills Bucky. It was then when Dr. Kureha Shinogi challenges Yujiro Hanma. So Yujiro just jumps down from the sitting area since he really doesn't walk that much. After landing on the ground, Yujiro says something that was beyond savagery.
"Surely you don't mean to challenge me. Stupidity of this magnitude can't possibly exist."
After this, Kureha Shinogi finally realizes that he's just a side character.
So all I am is a stepping stool to get to him? How very embarrassing.
But just like every side character, he doesn't want to admit defeat and agrees on a challenge that Bucky can finish him in one hit. And as usual, Bucky somehow finishes Kureha in just one punch even after almost getting killed. Pretty realistic. Maybe because this time Bucky had that warrior mentality, or Yujiro's demon fart energized him. After this, we come to know that doctor's operations are useless if the patient doesn't have the power of imagination. And then we see Kureha Shinogi with his ass up and head down. After this, some random punching bags fought each other. Here are some clips.
Stop! I give up!
Then Bucky fought with this tall punching bag and drop kicked the punching bag, which for some reason changed gravity and sent this punching bag flying to the spectator's sitting area. And then he doesn't wake up as the gravity was fucked up. Then 4 other random punching bags fought each other.
The fair, or will Boom Real go in for the kill?
Here it comes.
Then Meme Tobe fights with the sumo punching bag and breaks his one pinky finger. And guess what? The sumo wasn't able to lift Meme Tobe without his pinky finger. Pretty realistic. So sumo uses his warrior mentality and throws him on the ground. Then he steps on Meme Tobe. By the way, this is the same Meme Tobe who could match Yujiro's speed. And why does every character gets in this position after losing? Is this some kind of a ritual to show your ass after losing? And then the sumo punching bag wins. Then we see that Katsumi and Ritsu were about to fight because it was rumored that Katsumi can fight Kung Fu fighters, which is obviously an insult to the great 4,000-year history of Chinese martial arts. But then Ritsu's opponent, or a side character for the next match, comes to him and asks him to not fight and remain in his best condition. But Ritsu ignores the punching bag. Then another side character comes to this punching bag and attacks him. But our punching bag breaks the side character's arm and starts to explain his own bullshit story. You know, all of the punching bag BS, how strong he is and why he will win. And all of this happened in just 1 minute. Then the fight between this punching bag and Ritsu starts. And as usual, it ended in 1 minute because Ritsu rotated his 4,000-year-old Chinese ass around the opponent's neck, which in fact is a very deadly technique called spinning ass. After this, some random punching bags fought each other. Here are some clips.
You should wear this mask. Oh, that's gruesome!
Then Katsumi fights with another random punching bag where he shows that he can lift himself with an opponent, and that too with one hand, and somehow balance it all. And then he gets defeated. Then some more fights happened and I don't even want to explain them. The next match was between Hanayama and Katsumi, and let's just say Hanayama fucked Katsumi. But because of Hanayama's pride, Katsumi just punched Hanayama so much that Hanayama finally gets knocked out. Then some more random fights happen. The next match was between Amanai and Toppo Orochi. Amanai is a fighter who considers himself as a bird and literally flies. During this fight, Toppo literally break Amanai's skull, but my man was still like, nope, that didn't damage me at all. And then he proceeds to break Toppo's leg, which unsurprisingly didn't affect Toppo at all, because in Bucky, bones are like Lego pieces. You can join them in an instant. Typical Bucky stuff. Amanai realized that it was a trap and this match will never end, so he starts begging in front of everyone to end the match. So Yujiro jumps in and touches Amanai, thus ending the match. Yujiro is so nice that he also gives him a free haircut. The next fight was between Bucky and Igari, and I think you obviously know who won. Like, look at this guy. The next match was between Katsumi, Orochi and Reitsu, and man, Ritsu literally defeated Katsumi with just one punch. The next fight was between Jack Hanma and Galen. Galen had to pass his time with a normal 40 feet long snake. Typical Bucky stuff. Why you ask? Because Jack Hanma was too busy loving his partner Miss X4 and steroids. But sometime later he leaves for the match. Look at those love bites or hickey Miss X4 gave him. The fight starts and Galen beats Jack Hanma to the point that Jack Hanma showed his ass to Galen. During the whole match, Jack Hanma and Galen kept throwing each other. But in the end, Jack Hanma punches Galen and ends the match. The next match was between Toppo, Orochi and Shibukawa. During the whole fight, Toppo Orochi was just able to land one hit and he got defeated too. The next fight was between Bucky, Hanma and Reitsu. Before this fight, Yujiro warns Reitsu about the fight and says that his 4,000-year-old Chinese martial arts is nothing compared to the Hanma blood, which is here before time itself. During the fight, Bucky shows Reitsu his power of imagination and how he can fight Reitsu without Reitsu. Before the match starts, both of the fighters started doing their warm-up exercise, which is basically farting, and then they start fighting. As usual, Bucky keeps getting kicked and punched by Reitsu Kaio and was about to die, but then we see demon fart coming out of Bucky, which instantly doubled his strength. The more Bucky's demon was farting, the more his strength increased. Reitsu used his 4,000-year-old Chinese tricks on Bucky, but the power of the demon fart was more than what Reitsu could take. The next fight was between Jack Hanma and Shibukawa. The only thing Jack Hanma did was biting, and some more biting. The next fight was between Bucky Hanma and Jack Hanma. Before the fight starts, both of the fighters think of the time when they used to suck their mother's oppai. Weird, but I guess anything for motivation. During the fight, Jack again started using his mouth, but this time Bucky hits him, after which Jack again shows his ass. I don't know how people in Bucky actually end up in this position, but Jack Hanma just stands up and again starts using his mouth. The fight was going good for Jack Hanma when suddenly Miss X4 and steroids breaks up with Jack Hanma for some reason, because of which Jack Hanma loses 70% of his body fluids. But this just made Jack more angry and now he was stronger than ever. Pretty realistic. He keeps beating Bucky until Bucky was almost dead. And when you are about to die, what do? You fart. So Bucky finally uses the demon fart, after which Jack just got fucked. The more Jack resisted, the more Bucky farted, and in the end Bucky defeated Jack. And that's how the tournament finally ends and Bucky becomes the champion of the maximum tournament. I also have a Discord server, guys, where we all can come up with even greater ideas, grow the Bucky and overall anime community. Also through my Discord server, you guys can chat with me and suggest me new ideas, or you can just talk about anime with other like-minded anime fans. And we can do a lot of other things on Discord server which we cannot do on YouTube. So if you are interested, you can join the Discord community by clicking the link in the description below. That's it for the video, guys. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, then you can like the video and subscribe the channel. Also don't forget to turn on the notifications bell and join the Discord server. The link is in the description below.